Hi, my name is Alusain Barry. Welcome to this lesson on comprehension passages for the English language exams. The English language is one of those subjects that is at the heart of every parent and student taking the WASC examination. Earlier, we focused our attention on how to answer essay questions that appear in the English language exams. In this lesson, we are going to turn our attention to comprehension passages. Okay, what we have here is basically three major areas we are going to look at. The first one will be what steps I think you should follow in answering these questions. Basically, 6 steps. The first 5 are really easy. Okay? And then finally, I will just talk about some other key things that will aid you in your success in answering comprehension questions. Okay. First of all, let me just note this before we go anywhere. You need a dictionary. Okay. Find yourself a dictionary. Where if you have an Android phone or device, try and download a dictionary, or otherwise get yourself a physical copy of a dictionary. You will need it, okay, for the English language exam in general. So, for example, here I have the 2009 WASC comprehension passage, the second one. We shall be using it as reference as we discuss how you go about answering comprehension questions, okay? Now, for the general steps you follow, the first thing you do, this is the first thing I tell you, follow the instructions you are given in the question paper, okay? And this goes on for every sort of exam, really. But in the WASC for English, in general, the instruction is really simple. For the passages, you are just asked to read carefully and answer the questions that follow the passage, okay? But they underline carefully, that means you should really read carefully, okay? And then the first thing I would ask you to do, apart from just following instructions, is for you to quickly read through the passage, okay? This sort of reading is just called like skimming. You are not really reading to get an understanding of what the passage is about. You are not getting detailed understanding. You are just trying to get a gist, the summary of what this passage is talking, okay? Say, for example, this passage here, they say, there is a fierce war going on in Africa which has attracted little public attention, but is nonetheless a serious business for all concerned. It's a war of man versus baboon. So I have now an idea. This war between man and baboon. And the conflict started when engineers built the magnificent bridge which skirts Victoria Falls and crosses the Zambezi River. Okay, so we are talking about a river, people building a bridge. I can just jump quickly. Apparently, that apparently gave the baboons the opportunity they were looking for. They swarmed from the jungle across the bridge in such numbers that trains were held up by chattering families of baboons. They swung from girders and barked defiance at everyone, driver, guard, and passenger. So they are really revolting at everyone. Recently, guests at the new hotel at Victoria Falls have complained that trousers and other articles have been disappearing mysteriously at night. Socks, suspenders were found dangling from treetops. Okay, I can just jump on and say guests were entreated not to give them buns on the lawn at tea time or encourage them in any other way. A period of comparative peace followed, and then a few weeks later, the baboons embarked on a new campaign at the new international airport at Livingstone. At first, they confined themselves to racing across the runways when planes were coming in to land. But when one of them was found asleep in the cockpit of a southbound airliner, it was felt that the time had come for a drastic action. So people had to take a drastic action about this now. Okay, the authorities installed electric flares embedded in concrete alongside the runways. So the baboons attacked with sticks, stones, and fists, but the lights did not go away. And then the paragraph. The next stage in this strange conflict will be the erection of an electrified fence round the perimeter of the airport. Okay, such shock tactics, it is expected, will result in the baboons conceding defeat and completely abandoning their guerrilla warfare. But grey-headed Matabeles, who have dwelt all their lives in the Zambezi Valley, shake their heads gloomily. They have a legend that if the baboons disappear from Victoria Falls, the river will dry up, and the smoke that thunders will thunder no more. Okay, actually, even this was slow. Okay, if I was doing this skimming, it would be really, really fast, just browsing through the whole text to see. Now I know this is talking about baboons, about a bridge being built, and baboons using that as an opportunity, attacking, and guests being told to not give them anything in the lawn or during tea time. Okay, and baboons attacking, and the authorities, because they found a baboon sleeping in a cockpit, they installed electric flares in the runways and those sorts of things. So I have a general idea of what the passage is about. Okay, now the third step you should follow is to go now and read the questions carefully. Okay, now go on, read the questions carefully. Right, I read through my questions. The reason why it's important to read the questions carefully before reading in detail, this will save you time, and it will also give you things to look out for when you read. You'll not just be reading aimlessly, you'll be looking for specific things in the passage. Okay, you know where you should look and what sort of information you are supposed to be looking for. And as you do this, make note of task words. If they tell you list this, name this, okay, give evidence of this, these sort of words tell you what you should do. And question words also will give you the sort of information you are looking for. If they ask you where, what, how, those questions tell you, those question words will tell you what sort of information you are looking for when you are reading. Okay, so read the questions carefully. And then the third step, I will ask you, after reading the questions carefully, now go back and reread the entire passage. So now, this second time, when you are reading the passage, your attention is on finding references to the questions you have seen. Now you have seen a question, for example, what was the reaction of the baboons after the new bridge had been built? Now, when I'm rereading my passage quickly, I say, there is a fierce war going on in Africa which has attracted little public attention, but is nonetheless a serious business for all concerned. It is a war of man versus baboon. The conflict started when engineers built the magnificent bridge which skirts Victoria Falls and crosses the Zambezi River. That apparently gave the baboons the opportunity they were looking for. They swarmed from the jungle across the bridge in such numbers that trains were held up by chattering families of baboons. Now, straight away, I'll go on and underline where I see they swarmed from the jungle across the bridge, because this is really referencing the question I have read. What was the reaction of the baboons after the new bridge had been built? So this is the sort of thing I'm telling you here. Okay, this number 4 step, when you are rereading now, you are looking for pointers to the questions that have been asked in the questions. Okay, this is why it's good for you to read the questions first. And then the 5th step you should follow. Now you go, after rereading in general, now go and read slowly and more carefully. Okay, you read slowly and more carefully. Now you are looking for details. Okay, you are focusing on every paragraph of the passage, looking for the obvious meaning and also the deeper meaning. Okay, you should try to figure out what the writer is implying, because sometimes when they write, people leave out certain things. Some things are not said, but they are still important. Okay, this is where 5 comes in. You read carefully, looking for details. Okay, and then finally, step 6, you are going to now answer the questions asked. Okay, so now after reading the passage carefully, you try to answer the questions. Okay, so this is the first step you follow. Let's go on to the next video, and then we shall discuss how you should really go about this 6th step in detail. Okay.